everyone, Charlene Ortiz here. Today I'm going to demonstrate a simple exercise that you can do to strengthen your abdominal muscles, particularly your transverse abdominus, as well as your rectus, because all the abdominal muscles engage when you do any abdominal exercise. But this will help to challenge you to engage your transverse abdominus. It will also strengthen your glute muscles as well as your abductor muscles, and it's an exercise you can do at home on the floor, or you can even do it in bed if you're bedridden. I'll first show you a beginner version on how to perform this exercise, and it's actually a Pilates exercise that they use on a piece of equipment called the Cadillac, and this is just a way that you can do it on the floor. And so I have my coffee table pulled up here because you will need something that's somewhat heavy in order to stabilize you. Now, you don't want to be pulling really hard on it because you want to be using your core musculature in order to perform the movement and use that to help stabilize you more, but it will help to have something to anchor you, and I just have my coffee table here. You can even use the ankles of your husband or wife or roommate or whatever if they're willing to, to stand there and stable for you. So all right, so I have my tubing right here, just a very simple resist-a-band, and I've said in many of my videos that you can get these online. I think I got this for like $1 on eBay or something like that. Or if you are going through physical therapy or you have a physical therapist, often they'll give these to you and send you home with them, so some of you might already have them. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and lay down. I have a pillow here just to help keep my neck in a neutral position. And for those of you that have tightness in your neck and your upper back, you may have a tendency to let your neck extend back a little bit when you lay down. And so it's best to get a pillow to help neutralize your neck so you're not compressing that cervical vertebrae whenever you're doing any type of movement laying down. All right, so first I'm going to start with just a more modified version of this movement. So I'm going to take the resist-a-band and I'm going to make sure it's nice and wide. And we're going to do just a basic reverse crunch with a lift. And so if you want to start at this intensity, you can start here. Also, the tighter you tie your resist-a-band, or the thicker it is, the harder obviously the movement's going to be. And so you're going to be having your legs just slightly separated and open in order to get your glute muscles and as well as your adductor muscles to engage a little bit. And so I'm just grabbing onto here to my table just to stabilize me. And I'm releasing my feet towards the floor. Remember, you're keeping your back in neutral. That's where the transverse comes in. The transverse abdominal muscle pulls in from your belly button in order to keep your back in a neutral position as I release my feet towards the floor. And then I'm just going to do a little lift, just like that. And the lifting movement will just help to get the very, very lower portion of the abdominal muscles to engage a little bit more. Again, every portion of the abdominal muscles is always engaged no matter what exercise you do. But you can do movements that will help accentuate one area a little bit more than the other. And so I'm just doing a nice controlled lift. I've done this in other workouts in the past without the tubing, and so that would be just a beginner version, a beginner way to do it. You can do it on the floor without any type of anything to help anchor you, but I think it's just a little bit easier if you do have something to anchor you when you're doing the more modified version. Okay, so now I'm going to show you the advanced version and the one that's more similar to what you would do on a Cadillac machine in a Pilates setting. So with this movement, you're going to straighten your legs, and again, they're going to be open, and that's going to put the stress on the glutes and the adductor muscles. And holding on to my anchor right here, I'm going to lower my legs and bring my legs together as I lower, and I'm going to lift and let my hips come off of the floor. As I release, I'm going to open up my legs, and then as I come down, I'm going to bring them back together. So again, I'm going to lift, breathe out, open them up, and then you'll bring them back together. And as you can see, this is certainly a more advanced movement. So you will have to work your way up to it. But again, it is an excellent exercise to train and engage the transverse abdominus, and as well as, you know, activating the lower portion of your glutes and your abductor muscles. So, all right, so for that exercise, you'll want to do 2 to 3 sets of maybe 8 to 10 repetitions. You can start with 5 repetitions if you need to, because again, it is a fairly advanced exercise. And so if in the beginning you can only do a couple, that's okay. You'll eventually start to work your way up. So, all right, guys, thanks so much for tuning in. That is your exercise of the week. If you have any questions or comments, make sure that you do comment down below, and I do respond and read all the comments. If you enjoy the video, be sure to give it a thumbs up, and of course, subscribe, so that way you don't miss out on any future videos and information to help to improve the quality of your life. All right, guys, thank you so much for your time and attention. Remember, take care of yourself, protect yourself physically and emotionally. Don't forget, your health is your most valuable asset. Invest in it. Bye-bye.